Cardinal Thomas Collins. He's speaking to us from St. Paul's Basilica in Toronto. So, Cardinal, you just addressed the congregation at St. Paul's, but your message went out to over 200 churches right across the Greater Toronto area. What's your message?
Well, my message is that we need to reach out with hope and love to those who are near the end of their life. We've done this for centuries and really for the very beginning of the Christian era and even beyond, to help a person to commit suicide or to kill a patient is not the way. If a person feels their life is not worth living, we need to reach out to them and help them. And we certainly need to help people who are near the end of their life with relief of pain, with love, with accompaniment. But to say that one should kill a person, and that's just not the right way. And also, in a very particular way, it is not right to force physicians and nurses and others who in conscience cannot do this, to try to force them to do it or to make it happen. It's not right to force healthcare facilities to do it as well.
But on the other hand, you know, there are Catholic hospitals in this country, Catholic doctors, but they are publicly funded institutions. And if it's the law of the land, you know, as much as you may morally object, you know, some would say, well, it's the law.
Well, I would say a couple of points on that. First of all, no hospital is forced to do every procedure at all. To say this is the one procedure which every hospital must be forced to do to be publicly funded, I think is pretty much of a stretch. And secondly, the funding, public funding, it doesn't come from some place in the sky, some treasure chest somewhere. It comes from people, and people who have deep moral convictions about this as well. So to say that once money has passed through into public funding, it somehow should not be given to people who, in conscience, cannot do a few procedures, for example, killing their patients, I think that's just not fair. I think that's religious discrimination. This public funding thing, we have to think deeply about that. I think it's being used unfairly.
What about for people that live in areas that are underserved? So there may not be hospitals readily available, and they are, unlike abortion, where, you know, they're usually younger women who are a little bit more mobile. There are people that say that's too difficult, but, you know, if you're terminally ill, it might be quite difficult for you to kind of move around.
Well, I think that what we need to do for people, not only in big areas, but in remote areas, and we do this in different ways, is to provide palliative care, to reach out to people at the last moments of their life or in the period leading up to it. That is a noble thing for our community to do, and I think it is something that we very much should do. And the Catholic Church is doing. My own diocese just helped with that just recently in helping with palliative care. But people in remote areas for various things which they need, we should help them to live more fully and to do that. But to say that a person should, in every hospital, that people should be able to be put to death, I don't think that's right. Is that an advance for our country? I don't think so.
What about mercy, though? You know, there are people, and I know that you've spoken about your concerns about mature minors, about people with mental illnesses, but those who are terminally ill. How would you suggest we deal with those who are suffering and who are in pain? And as much as doctors, and I saw this personally because my father was in this situation, as much as doctors try to mitigate that pain, sometimes they just can't.
Well, I think when my sister was dying last year of pancreatic cancer, I was with her in those days before her death and in the months before. My other sister and I, we were very grateful for the help that is given, which is true assistance in a time of death, through the painkillers, but above all by caring for the person, by giving them that love and accompaniment. That's what we need to do. We do not also need to provide medical ways of extending life on when a person is coming to the end of their life. When a person comes a time to die, they need to be able to come to that point when they end their time on this earth. But to come to that person and to kill them, I don't think that's mercy. The word mercy can be used in many different ways, and I think that is not a real and profound and true meaning of the word mercy. The love we give, the care we give, the assistance as they are dying, that is mercy. But to kill them, I find a great difficulty in calling that mercy.
Cardinal, I appreciate you taking the time today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. God bless.